Welcome back to Capital Catch-Up, your insider's guide to the marble halls of Washington. I'm Victor.
And I'm Lenny. It is late January 2026, and the 119th Congress is moving at a breakneck pace. We have a massive slate of legislation to get through today, from housing reform to a very contentious set of committee hearings that are sure to dominate the headlines.
Absolutely. And usually January is a slow start. But looking at the congressional daily records, specifically Volume 172, numbers 13 through 17, covering January 20th to the 26th, the floor has been incredibly active. Let's dive right into the legislative hopper. Lenny, housing seems to be the marquee issue this week.
It really is, Victor. We are looking at House Resolution 7216, the Make American Housing Affordable Act of 2026, or the MAHA Act. This is a direct response to the inventory crisis we've seen over the last few years. While the text is complex, the goal is straightforward: deregulation to spur construction.
Right, and this pairs interesting with a committee hearing held on January 22nd titled Housing Affordability, Saving the American Dream. It feels like a coordinated push. But legislation isn't just about building homes. It's about how we manage our government. We saw House Resolution 5183, the District of Columbia Home Rule Improvement Act, and House Resolution 1295, the Reorganizing Government Act.
That Reorganizing Government Act is fascinating. Historically, every few decades, Congress attempts to prune the executive branch, but H.R. 1295 seems particularly aggressive in consolidating agencies. Speaking of agencies, let's talk about transportation. If you're a frequent flyer or cruiser, listen up.
Two big bills here: House Resolution 7191, the Fatigued Pilot Protection Act, and House Resolution 7083, the Cruise Act. The pilot bill is crucial. It builds on safety standards established way back in the early 2010s regarding pilot rest hours, likely closing loopholes for cargo or charter operations.
And on the maritime side, that Cruise Act likely addresses passenger rights or environmental standards. Speaking of the environment, we have House Resolution 7089, the Park Act, and House Resolution 3903, the Chugach, Alaska Land Exchange Oil Spill Recovery Act. That last one is a mouthful, but it deals with long-standing land disputes and recovery efforts in Alaska, something that has been in negotiation for years.
Shifting gears to immigration, a perennial hot button, we have three distinct bills: House Resolution 1958, the Deporting Fraudsters Act, House Resolution 6978, Preserving Integrity in Immigration Benefits Act, and House Resolution 6932, the Ideal Act.
The titles suggest a distinct tightening of enforcement. Deporting fraudsters likely targets individuals who falsified asylum claims, which has been a major sticking point in Senate negotiations recently. But Victor, I want to highlight something that affects our veterans. House Resolution 7091, the Expanding Veterans Access to Emerging Treatments Act.
This is huge. This likely opens the door for the VA to prescribe psychedelic-assisted therapies or other novel treatments for PTSD, representing a significant shift in federal medical policy.
Agreed. And we can't forget House Resolution 3497, the Medal of Sacrifice Act, honoring those who have paid the ultimate price. Now, Victor, we need to move to the committee rooms because, frankly, that's where the fireworks were this week.
Fireworks is putting it mildly. The Committee on Oversight and Government Reform has released two resolutions recommending the House find William J. Clinton and Hillary R. Clinton in contempt of Congress for refusal to comply with subpoenas.
This is historic. While we've seen contempt charges for cabinet members or advisors, targeting a former president and a former Secretary of State simultaneously is unprecedented. This stems from the January 21st meeting. It signals a massive escalation in partisan oversight battles.
And that wasn't the only high-voltage hearing. On January 22nd, there was a full committee hearing with health insurance CEOs. Anytime you drag CEOs to the Hill, you know members are looking for sound bites on rising premiums.
Exactly. There was also a fascinating hearing on embedded threats in America's transportation systems, focusing on foreign ownership and hidden hardware. This ties back to the legislative push we mentioned earlier regarding national security.
We also saw the Appropriations Committee grinding away. They met on House Resolution 7148, the Consolidated Appropriations Act for 2026, and House Resolution 7147 regarding Homeland Security. For our listeners, Consolidated Appropriations is Congress speak for the omnibus. This is the massive funding bill that keeps the lights on.
And usually that's where the horse trading happens. If you want your pilot safety bill or your Housing Act passed, it often gets stapled to this appropriations bill. Before we wrap, we have to look at the personnel. The Senate has been busy with nominations.
A slew of judicial appointments. We're seeing a reshaping of the judiciary in the Midwest and South. Nicholas John Ganji for the Southern District of Texas, David Clay Folks for Western Arkansas, and Megan Blair Benton for Western Missouri.
These are lifetime appointments, Victor. Long after the 119th Congress is gone, these judges will be interpreting the laws we just discussed. Also of note is Russell Vouch, nominated to the board of directors of the Inter-American Foundation. Vouch is a known quantity in budget circles, so this is a strategic placement.
It certainly is. And for those interested in education, we missed two quick bills: House Resolution 7091, the After School Access Act, and House Resolution 7092, the RAISE Act, plus a committee hearing on the FLEX Act for charter schools. Education policy is clearly taking center stage alongside housing.
It's a holistic approach: housing, safety, education. It's a lot to digest.
So what should our listeners watch for in the coming days?
3 things. First, watch the floor vote on the Clinton contempt resolutions. That will suck up all the political oxygen. Second, keep an eye on House Resolution 7216, the MAHA Act. If that moves to the Senate, it could be the biggest housing reform in a decade.
And finally, watch the appropriations bill. If House Resolution 7148 stalls, we're looking at a government shutdown. We will keep tracking the daily record and bringing you the updates. Thanks for listening to Capital Catch-Up.
See you next time.